National unity is a feeling of being united as one country. In the USA from 1800 to 1850, territorial expansion caused national unity to increase since 1804 because the Federalist Party began to die out, and then decrease since 1819 due to the debate of slavery, which eventually led the nation to civil war. The evolution of 1800 marked the end of the Federalist era as the Republican Party started to grow. The first major event of territorial expansion was in 1804 when President Jefferson purchased the Louisiana Territory from the French to control the Mississippi River and New Orleans, known as the Louisiana Purchase. This event strengthened one of Jefferson's ideas, as more land indicates a more agricultural society as opposed to Hamilton's industrial society. The conservative Federalists disapproved this decision for many reasons, including how it was unconstitutional and their hate for Jefferson. Yet despite the opposing views, Jefferson still made the purchase, which increased its popularity and also showed how powerless the Federalists are. Their party weakened significantly as the Republican Party became the main party of the nation. Some radical Federalists, like Aaron Burr, later attempted to overthrow Jefferson's government but failed. Overall, the Louisiana Purchase had a positive impact towards national unity. Afterwards, there came the War of 1812. One cause of the war is how Western Americans wanted to extend even further west, while the British and Native Americans are in their way. Along with the speculation that Americans may have also wanted to seize Canada from Britain, territorial expansion was definitely one of the factors that caused the war. Although neither side won, America gained more respect worldwide. There was still a large wave of nationalism and the idea of being united as one country after the war. Before the war ended, the Federalist New England states almost broke off from the Union because they opposed both the war and the Republican government. In consideration, the Hartford Convention was held in 1814. The war ended after the convention was dispersed. The Federalists were labeled unpatriotic, the party was even further weakened. This increased national unity again as the Republican Party became the sole national party. Later in 1816, James Monroe was elected president. Along with the post-war nationalism, this period was called the era of good feelings because Republicans dominated the politics in the nation, and also that Monroe aimed for national development and prosperity. However, national unity started to collapse by around 1819. Slavery was the main factor causing the disunity. A remarking event was when Missouri, a part of the Louisiana Territory from the French, applied to Congress as a slave state. The northern anti-slavery states were alert because it would break the balance of votes in the Senate, allowing more pro-slavery laws to pass. This led to the first huge debate between the South and the North. James Talmadge came up with an amendment that allowed Missouri to have limited slavery, but it enraged the southern states as they viewed it as the North trying to abolish slavery in all states. In 1820, both sides finally agreed to the Missouri Compromise, which balanced the free and slave states again. The Missouri Compromise caused a lot of controversy and chaos as sectionalism began to appear. The division between the North and the South became clearer in the 1840s after the concept of manifest destiny arose. This idea held the belief that America is destined to expand its land. However, the expansions only led to more and more dispute. In 1848, President Polk attempted for more expansion and tried to persuade Mexico to sell California and New Mexico to America. They refused to do so as America started the Mexican-American War and easily conquered all the territories they wished to control. In the Treaty of Guadalupe in 1848, Mexico agreed to American terms and allowed them to expand to California and New Mexico. As new lands are gained, the debate of slavery came up again. In 1846, David Wilmot, a congressman from Pennsylvania, proposed the Wilmot Proviso, which banned slavery in all of Mexico. This passed in the Houses but not the Senate, where the North and South had equal representation. The war and the Wilmot Proviso led to more disunity as there was more tension between the North and South regarding slavery. They are both afraid that the other side will eventually abolish or spread slavery in other states, thus getting more representation in the Senate and passing more laws favoring them. The conflict intensified again in 1850 when the new gained territory, California, demanded to be a free state. This is another threat to the South as there will be one more anti-slavery vote in the Senate, and some Southern extremists even discussed about splitting from the Union. Henry Clay came up with another compromise supposedly to balance the North and South again. Known as the Compromise of 1850, the terms included admitting California as a free state, splitting Utah and New Mexico and allowing them to choose whether to have slavery or not, and adopting the new fugitive slave law. This later caused figures like John Calhoun from South Carolina and Senator William Seward from New York to give radical speeches, even leading to more agitation. Although some people realized the disunity and attempted to sew the two opposing sides back together, their efforts were ineffective. From the Compromise of 1850, we can see that the Union is clearly split when regarding the issue of slavery. All these compromises and bills are proposed because this is a problem that is always splitting the nation. Despite these efforts to unite, the tension is only made more intense as it creates more controversy. The disunity is further shown during the enforcement of the fugitive slave law. The law stated that Southern slaves escaped to the North shall be recaptured and returned to the owners. While the South was satisfied and accepts the law as a give or take from the Compromise of 1850, the North again opposed this cruel law that promoted slavery. All of these events relating to territorial expansion, Missouri Compromise, Mexican-American War, and the Compromise of 1850 caused dispute and conflict over slavery to build up, eventually leading to the Civil War. With the creation of every new territory clinging to the national idea of manifest destiny, it doesn't increase nationalism and in fact broke the Union apart with different views towards slavery, as the expansion was the main cause of the Civil War in the 1860s.